Run that darn theme music.
Good morning, Tiger Nation. It is Friday. Good morning, Louisiana. Good morning, Gulf South. Good morning, everyone all over the place. Thank you for taking this time to be with me, whether it be your first time, your last time. I cannot thank you enough for stopping by and taking this time to share this Friday morning with me. I am your host, AP, and this is Timeouts and Tangents. I wanted to come on live real quick this morning just because it's Friday and it feels good. It's a good feeling Friday. There are a lot of things that are in play today. LSU baseball will be taking on Indiana this afternoon at 1 o'clock. Following that game later on tonight, myself, Paul, and David will be doing our post game and then getting us set up for the rest of the weekend. And then this afternoon, there's a meet and greet going down at the indoor facility. A lot of players will be there. Lane Kiffin will be there, and I'm going to be there. Myself and my wife are going to go out there, and we're going to get some photos. So we're going to try to get some content for you guys. I don't know what we'll be allowed to do, but you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. So I'm going to take some shots. I'm going to swing big. So I just want to say I can't thank you guys enough for all the support, all the love, all the interaction that we're having within this community. Everything is going fantastically great right now. Everything is growing, and I absolutely love doing this. But I will say this: it's kind of disappointing on some aspects that we as fans can tend to get generalized by other people and by other fan bases. I mean, we do it too. We saw it happen when Kyron died, committed suicide. We saw a bunch of different fan bases try to mock the loss of his life, right? Those people who do those things are absolute trash and would never say those kinds of things to our face. But that also doesn't give us the green light to be disrespectful back. Two wrongs don't make a right. And it's very sickening and disappointing to see that grown adults, for the most part, hop on an app, hide their identity, and try to say the most egregious things that they could say just because they're miserable within themselves. How about you go outside and touch some grass? Touch some grass. Live outside. This is not a real space. While I love talking on Twitter, while I love engaging on YouTube, while I love growing this pod and having this community, this ain't real. The community that I have with the people that I have it now, they've become real because I talk with them in real life. I engage with them personally. It's gone beyond social media. But for the individuals who are constantly sitting up there trying to troll people just to get their rocks off because they think that this is real for them, this is what they live for, go outside and touch some grass. Be a grown up. Because you're honestly operating from a place of being a coward. We should not search through people's tweets to take some of their most vulnerable moments to use them against someone to prove a point because a team won a game. You're sick. You're lame. And I don't care what fan base you're supporting. That's wrong. It's absolutely wrong. So let's grow up. What's making this weekend such a good weekend? Well, I'll tell you. Like I said, they got the meet and greet going on. Then it's Friday, 1 o'clock, first pitch against Indiana for the baseball team. I'm fully expecting the Tigers to sweep this weekend, barring anything catastrophic. I think Casey Evans is going to shove. I think he gets his groove back, and it's going to be an amazing time for the boys on the diamond today in Jacksonville. I think I said Tampa yesterday morning in my post, but I think they're in Jacksonville. They're in Florida. Florida's irrelevant. Anyway, moving on. What else is amazing? Well, the team is locked in for spring training. The football team, it is. Flip season is on its way. And I think it's being understated or truly underappreciated the fact that the number one wide receiver in the country is in our backyard, goes to Brother Martin High School. But here's the advantage. He can't leave early. He's not going to be a springtime enrollee. So, while he may have the potential to sign early, you also have a lot of ground a lot of runway to make up the ground that you need to make up with him. Him taking his official visit with you over the summer is crucial because the way that the schedule falls out with the teams that we play, it's going to be to your benefit to help recruiting him. With Eastern Royal currently being committed to the University of Texas, when Texas comes to play LSU in Tiger Stadium, you can bet he will be in the house for that game. And your home slate of schedules is locked and loaded with so many good teams. It's scintillating the amount of teams that you will be able to play at home and entice not just him but other kids to commit just by coming to those home games. For instance, you're playing home against Clemson to open the season. And your next big game is A&M. Your next big home game after that will be Alabama, and then you have Texas immediately following that. Texas closes out your home game, November 14th. So you get to have two marquee teams, two top teams, two headlining teams close out the season. Now, of course, it's daunting to play those games, but when you're talking about it from a recruiting advantage, what other way would you want your schedule to lay out for you? You get the opportunity to close. Whoa, good morning, man. I appreciate you for joining the chat, JB. Thanks for joining in. You get to close out. Your home schedule with those two teams. And that, for recruiting, is an advantage. That's an advantage for you because you're going into the early signing period at the end of November. That gives you the opportunity to make up a lot of ground with players that you may have slipped on, Eastern Royal being the biggest. And I'm telling you right now, I think he's coming to LSU. You have more weight. You have a bigger pool. It's easier to sell. Come look at what the offense has done with these guys. Right? Not only that, the quarterback that you would be playing with is also committed. You played, Easton, with Pop Houston. in the Under Armour All American game this season. So you already have a relationship with them. Why would you not want to keep that 1-2 combo going in an explosive offense? Who's going to be the quarterback after Arch? What is this offense going to look like following Arch Manning? Like, you know Lane Kiffin is always going to have a good offense. Steve Sarkisian, no slight against him, but he's okay. He's no Lane Kiffin. So, what type of player do you want to be? What type of offense do you want to be a part of? What type of explosiveness do you want to have? Because LSU is a wide receiver pedigree. We know this. You got two and a third. Well, I say two and a third because Barian Brown was here for a season, but he's still a Kentucky wide receiver. But you got two wide receivers that are probably gonna get drafted out of this draft class. Aaron Anderson to me is a better wide receiver than what most people will give him credit for, but he's gonna do very well in the pros. So he may not get that top headline billing now, but trust me, once he gets there, he's gonna make waves. Chris Hilton, another one. Of course, his career was straddled with injuries, but you can't teach that elite level speed. So when you have guys like that, when you have a guy like Chris Hilton who has speed almost like Rashid Shaheed coming out of an LSU, you think he's not going to get an opportunity? Texas isn't producing people like that. No matter who the coach is, LSU produces wide receivers. There's something about the wide receivers in the state of Louisiana. It's something about having your name associated with those three letters. So I feel Easton Royal will be the next great LSU wide receiver. And when he gets here, I think he's going to end up playing as a freshman. And he's going to challenge for a lot of those records. There's a big weekend. It's a big weekend. Quiet weekend, but it's a big quiet weekend. This is a foundational setting weekend. All right. Of course, everybody's going to focus on baseball. Like I said, the football team is locked in for spring training. They're gearing themselves up. They are working. They are grinding. But don't think that this recruiting trail is cold, because it's not. The guys are putting in work. Flip season is on the way. And from a high school standpoint, the Tigers stand to gain a lot. A lot. I do want to give a little bit of time to the women's team for last night. Their comeback victory, you could tell last night that the environment was intense. The Tigers came out hot. And honestly, I think this game would have ended up being a blowout had Flage not gone down with that twisted ankle in the first half. Her coming out when she did, because she was cooking. They didn't have an answer for her. Her coming out when she did kind of slowed down the offense a little bit, and then Malaysia Fawali got into foul trouble on top of it, so they didn't really have that shot creator that they need. But once Flage was able to re-enter the game, Grace Knox and Bella Hines stepped up coming out of the second half to kind of close the gap. And then in the fourth quarter, the Tigers, the Lady Tigers did their thing. They came back, scratched out the victory, and it wasn't ever really in doubt late in the fourth quarter. They took control of the game and they won it. Adelaide to walk into their trap and take over their trap. They thought that they had the game sewed up. They forgot that there's 4 quarters to play and not just 2 in the third. So congrats to Coach Kim Mulkey. Congrats to the Lady Tigers. for literally locking up sole possession of fourth place in the SEC. And that's important right now because of the loss that you just took to South Carolina over the weekend, earlier this week. So you needed to come back and get this win, get your head out of the sand, and know that you're moving forward and moving in the right direction. Ole Miss is a quality basketball team, and they may not be there now, but I expect them to be making some noise for the Lady Rebs. They're solid. They're solid. They're solid. But what else can you say, man? A win is a win is a win, and you go in there and you get the win. So shout out to them. But as the Lady Tigers did their thing on the court, the softball team is looking to start stretching some games out. I know they hit a little bit of a rough patch there. I don't know what to say um, about Beth Torina. Great person, um, dedicated a lot of time, but at some point you just gotta win. This is a wins and losses business, and being great in the regular season and making a run to Oklahoma just to get sent home isn't going to keep cutting it. Like, at some point, you got to win. So hopefully the softball team can get their things together. I'm trying to look up right now their schedule to see if they're at home or on the road. So yeah, they're at home this weekend. So yeah, they their first pitch is 6:30 against Michigan State. So go support the Lady Tigers at Tiger Park. I've never been to a softball game out there, but from what I heard, they're very very fun. I'm not gonna be able to make it this weekend because I have some things to do. I got content to make for y'all. I'm working on some things behind the scene, and I want to make sure I get that stuff done. I got some, you know, some preparations to do as the Saints are gearing up for a huge pivotal draft. But more on that on Sunday night. Myself, Zombie Bob, Daniel, and Chip are going to be doing our Crossing Streams episode Sunday night at 9 o'clock, and we're going to talk some Saints. And Zombie Bob, we're going to talk about your disdain for Andrew Christopher Breeze, sir. I'm not going to be tolerating this anymore. You got some splaining to do. Okay? But we're going to be working on some draft content. We got a big idea planned around it. Just to have some fun, man. Look, the community that we're growing is absolutely phenomenal. But I do want to say that this baseball tournament that LSU is about to go up against, go through this weekend, the one team that you definitely want to pay attention to this weekend will be LSU versus UCF. Notre Dame is going to be is going to feel a lot like Milwaukee, wherein they haven't been outside long. And it's just not that great. Kurt Signetti is not coaching the Indiana baseball team, so you don't have to worry about that. But UCF is actually a quality opponent. They're a team that that should be in a regional. So you're going to get to see the Tigers stack up against a team that should make, at least, I'm not going to say will, that should make the postseason in baseball. So lock in for that game on Sunday. I would expect the pitching rotation to remain the same as it was last weekend. Kason Evans tonight, Cooper Moore on Saturday, and William Schmidt on Sunday. And William Schmidt getting that start against UCF will be very, very intriguing for me to watch because I want to see him against quality batters. He got touched up last weekend, but he still was able to find some locations on some of his pitches which, I mean, he had 9 Ks. Like, the stuff is there, right? Can you keep it there consistently? And that's what we're going to be looking for on Sunday from him. So that's absolutely going to be an amazing opportunity to see that young man and see where his game truly evolved from. Like I said earlier, against Indiana, I think Casey Evans should shove. He will get his groove back. Look, they're gonna pound the zone. They're gonna give up hits. People are gonna score on us. It, Paul Skeens is not walking out there throwing 101. Okay, like nobody's throwing sweeping sliders and fastballs that look like they're coming at the exact same location with the movement that Paul Skeens. You just don't. That guy's an alien, so we don't have that, and that's fine. But it's not to diminish the. We have an elite bullpen. They're really good. 49 Ks in a single weekend. Like, you got arms galore, but they're gonna give up some hits, and that's fine because you got the bats too. You got bats all over the field. Um, and speaking of bats, my choice for our pick to click today, Paul, I'm gonna clip this and send this to you. My choice for our pick to click today. I think I'm torn. I want to go with Seth Dardar, but I also feel like Mason Braun gets one too. So I'm gonna end the show with my pick to click. I'm gonna think about it for a second before I give that away. So um, once again, I just want to say thank you all. Um, it's an amazing ride. Cannot do this without you. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. The content will definitely be contenting. And I just wanted to come on here real quick just for 20 minutes because I got a lot of stuff planned for today. A lot of content that we're going to be doing. And then me and my guys are going to be locking in for a good long end of the night stream tonight to recap this baseball team. And then Sunday, locking in for another long Sunday to stream with you guys as well. The only way that I can be stopped is by being inconsistent. So I'm going to be as consistent as possible and produce as much content as I possibly can. And then Monday night, Blake Ruffino, AYS Sports will be coming on the show. Cannot wait to have Blake. I followed him for a long time, right? And I'm looking forward to sitting down talking with him, getting his insights on some LSU stuff, but mostly getting a feel for what it's like to come up in this game and some of the struggles he's had to deal with and how he's found his way through. We're gonna get to the sports stuff, but I want to talk to Blake the man first. So I'm absolutely looking forward to that. Make sure that you are following me everywhere, right? Because I'm all over the place. Make sure you follow me at my handles listed below, and you're subscribed to the YouTube page. We want to make sure that we're keeping this thing growing and we're keeping it free. This is for you, Tigers. And I'll be back later with my pick to click in a little bit. I still got to think on it for a second. And I want to make sure I record it nice because I look like I was a hostage in the back of the car with my last one. So Paul not going to get me like that again. The main reason I went and got a haircut and got my hair redone because I look so bummish in that one. Ugh. Cannot be out here looking like that on this camera. Honestly, I don't care. It is what it is. Look, y'all, I love y'all. Let's go enjoy the Friday. Let's go enjoy our Friday. Let's have a great day. Let's enjoy each other and look, be kind. Be kind. Be kind. Be kind. It's okay to be nice. It is free to be nice. Be kind. Be the difference that you want to see in the world. You can't sit up here and complain that the world is this, that, and the third. It's bad. It's nasty. People are rude. And you're out here not being a civilized human being yourself. You want to make a difference? You want to see a difference? Make a difference. Be the difference. How are you inspiring somebody to be better? That's it for this morning. I might even come back this afternoon. Who knows? I love doing this. So pop in with y'all this morning. I might pop in back with y'all just before lunch, just to see how my schedule shakes out. And then my wife and I will be on the road to BR, to the indoor, and then we will have some content from that, and of course the post game show with David and Paul. So follow, like, comment, subscribe. 4 things, 4 free things. Comment, like, follow, subscribe. Let's do this together. Love y'all. Let's have a great Friday. Peace.